Hey gamers, so today we're gonna be ranking all the Mario Odyssey kingdoms, even the dark side and darker side, the smaller stuff, we're gonna be ranking them. But we have S, A, B, C, D, and then I added F because this tier list didn't have it before. But the original tier list was made by PT Fanboy and also Sir Super Mario, which they got the images from. This was last modified in the beginning of 2025, so very recent, even though there was no new content for Mario Odyssey. But still, it's nice to know it was recently updated. So yeah, let's just get our rankings, shall we? Starting things off, we got Cap Kingdom. Now, I like Cap Kingdom. I think it was kind of underutilized, especially when you come back to it post-game, because there is more to do, but I just wish there was even more stuff to do, because it is the starting kingdom, technically speaking, and I really like the aesthetic, I like the caps, basically, that are like ghosts, cappy species. I'm gonna say maybe B tier, and that's mostly due to aesthetics and that there is some stuff to do post-game. As always with these tier lists, I might change this around later. But next up we got Cascade Kingdom, which is actually the real main first kingdom, and I think this is a great first kingdom. There's a lot of stuff to do, not too much when you get there, but still a decent bit, and then when you come back to it, it's really opens up more. I really like the dinosaur aesthetic, going on. I like that you could capture, the T-Rex, though it is kind of like a basic grass type land, with Mario as the starting point, which is kind of what makes Cap Kingdom even better, because it is the real starting point and it doesn't start off with grass. But still, I like this kingdom, and I like the music of it. You're hearing it in the background. It's so good. Maybe A again for now, at least. I really like the aesthetics, and it is a grass kingdom, but I feel like they really took advantage of it. So next up we got the Sand Kingdom, and I honestly really do enjoy this kingdom a lot. It's the most open kingdom, I think, in the game. It's really big, and there's so much to do even when you first get there. It's just so interesting, and I love, especially when you get there, and it has ice with the sand. But even though the ice disappears, it's still really cool. And I think I'm gonna say S tier. I just really enjoy the kingdom a lot. There's so much stuff to do, and it feels so open, so free. It really, feels like, I don't know, Mario 64, but Mario 64 was more limited than Mario Odyssey, but it evokes the feeling of Mario 64, where it felt like you could do anything at the time. This really invokes it, Next up we got Wooded Kingdom, and I also really enjoy this kingdom. Probably not as much as the Sand Kingdom. It is more of a less to do in terms of where you can go, because there's a dedicated path. But there's still a lot of things to do, while you're getting to the main path, which is to the top. And there's the bottom area, which I kind of don't really care about, but it's nice to see it there, especially if you accidentally fall off the main area. You're you're expecting to die, but nope, there's actually stuff to do down there, even if it's limited. So actually, I actually put it in A right now, but maybe that is where I'll put it, because I like it. I do. I like the mechanical stuff along with the woodiness of it. So yeah, I'll say A for now. But next up we got Lake Kingdom. Lake Kingdom is, I don't hate it. I feel like a lot of people hate it, or at least dislike it. I don't really, but it is one of the more weaker kingdoms. There's a little bit less to do. There's 3 different types of kingdoms in Mario Odyssey, the big stuff, Cascade Kingdom and Sand Kingdom. Then there's the middle of the road stuff, Lake Kingdom, and I think Cap Kingdom also fall into the category. And then there's the smaller kingdoms that are the darker and dark side of the moon or whatever. But it is fun, kind of, sort of. I like the water aesthetic. I kind of don't like that it's mostly underwater, but, you can go faster with being a cheap. But I think I'm going to say C tier for now. I don't hate it, but it's definitely, one of the more weaker kingdoms. Although, Cloud Kingdom, this one is, the weakest kingdom, because there's, nothing to do. There's only a few things to do there. and that's after you beat the game, because you just get here because of Bowser and you fight him there. And honestly, I'm gonna say D. I could say F, but D, I really do like the cloud aesthetics, and there is some stuff to do, like I think 5 or 6 moons to get here. So yeah, I'm gonna say D. So yeah. Also, it should be noted that I'm ranking these based on how much content there is to do in these kingdoms and how much I like the aesthetic, in case it wasn't obvious. But next up we got the Lost Kingdom, right? That's what it's called. It's been a while since I played Mario Odyssey, so I don't exactly remember the names, but I believe this is the Lost Kingdom. And I like the aesthetic of it, but there's not too much to do. And even though I do like the aesthetic, I think there's better aesthetics throughout the game. So I might say, I think I prefer it over Lake Kingdom. So let me flip these. But I still like it. You know, I could maybe move it up to B. I don't know, because there is a decent bit to do here, and it is kind of cool. Like, hey, you're heading to New Donk City, but you get here instead. You know, it's kind of like a cool twist. So I don't know, I might move it up later, but for now I'm gonna say C. But now we got Metro Kingdom / New Donk City, whatever you want to call it, which is one of the people's favorite kingdoms, and I don't blame them. It is a really great kingdom. You know, there's a lot to do. It's a bustling city. The only quote-unquote complaint I hear, and I kind of sort of agree, is that the humans look weird, but even then it kind of makes it more fun. I'm gonna say S tier for now. I still think Sand Kingdom is better in terms of there's like way more to do, I think, in that kingdom than in New Donk City. But I really do enjoy the kingdom a lot, and it has the jump up superstar thing and Pauline, so you know it gets major points there. But now we got Seaside Kingdom. I actually had to look this up because I was like, Sea Kingdom is not Sand Kingdom, but it's Seaside Kingdom. And I feel like a lot of people kind of don't really care about this one, especially because it is the follow-up, or at least one of the follow-ups to New Donk City. But I really do enjoy it. You know, there's a lot to do, and it is one of the bigger kingdoms. And I don't know, unlike the Lake Kingdom, I don't really mind too much the water part. And even then with the Lake Kingdom, I don't mind the water part too much, but like still it is a bit annoying. But this kingdom I actually do like. I'm gonna say maybe B tier for now. I think it's higher than Cap Kingdom in terms of like content to do, but I really do like Cap Kingdom's aesthetics. So yeah. Next up we got the Snow Kingdom. And to be honest, this kingdom, at least if you're not looking at the inside area, it's honestly not that remarkable. There's some stuff to do, but with the, you know, inside area, I really like the creatures. I forgot what they're called, you know, the big round dudes. And, you know, I like that there is stuff to do in there as well. And there's like a racing section. But still, I think I'm gonna say, honestly, I kind of want to say C tier for now. Because there is a decent bit to do, but overall, I think there's better kingdoms, but it is still good, in my opinion. Now we got Luncheon Kingdom, which this might be my personal favorite kingdom in the game. I just love the aesthetics, the colors. There's a lot to do, the food theming. Like, there's just a lot going on for this kingdom, and I know a lot of people also like it too, although I don't think a lot of people like it as much as I do. I might actually say better than Sand Kingdom. Like, I just think there's so much to do, and there is just the, you know, aesthetics that really make it like better, you know, in my opinion. And like food, I love food, so yeah. Okay, next up we got Ruin Kingdom. I also had to look this up because I'm like, it's not Lost. I forgot what it was called. But Ruin Kingdom, the aesthetics are amazing for this quote-unquote kingdom, but there's like 3 or 4 moons to get, and that's only after you do the fight with the dragon, which is insane, you know, because it doesn't feel like a Mario thing. And I know a lot of people say this has missed potential, and I fully agree, but the aesthetics are still really good. I do want to say either low C or honestly like high D, because like there is like that aesthetics and the dragon, like that's really strong. But the fact that there's not much to do, and it's not a full kingdom or even like a medium-sized kingdom, like I don't know, Cap Kingdom or Lost Kingdom, like it's a shame. But still, I really enjoy it, but it had potential. Next up, we got Bowser's Kingdom, or Bowser Kingdom, however it goes. But this is another big kingdom, and I also really like the aesthetic. It's not a lava area, what you think Bowser, and it kind of makes sense because the Moon Kingdom has a lava section, but still, like there's no lava here, and I just really like the Japanese aesthetic. I might say actually high B. Like, I just really think the aesthetic carries it, and there is a lot of stuff to do, so I really appreciate that. But now we got the Moon Kingdom, which actually I've seen people kind of complain about this kingdom. I like it. I like the moon gravity. That might be due to the fact that I love space, so anything space related gets extra brownie points for me. But there is a decent bit to do here, and this is where the final fight goes off with Bowser and like you save Peach, and I think it's a great ending for Mario Odyssey. It feels like the most like wow, like action-packed ending for a Mario game. So, I might say low B, or in the B section. I think Seaside has to go higher, but I think I prefer the Moon Kingdom over Cap Kingdom, but it's still really good and really close, But now we got Mushroom Kingdom. This kingdom is another amazing kingdom. There's a lot to do. There's boss refights, and it's like a post-game thing, which is what Donkey Kong Bonanza's DK Island should have been. Free and in the game already, not paid. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it's nice to see a lot of Mario 64 references. I'm gonna say S tier, but below Luncheon Kingdom, but it's really close. A lot of these kingdoms are actually really close to each other. There's a lot of good stuff, in Mario Odyssey, and it's like kind of hard to compare, but I think Mushroom Kingdom is like the second best, but Luncheon Kingdom, I just really enjoy the aesthetic so much, But now we got the Dark Side of the Moon, which is basically just boss refights with some extra moons thrown in. Like, actually, I think they might just be hidden moons. I don't know if there's any extra moons per se. Like, you just get the hint art and then you go to other kingdoms. Honestly, there's not much to do here. I'm gonna say F. I guess I could put it in D, but I kind of do want to have extra variety, so F makes sense. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever made or whatever. Like, I still like it, but compared to all these other kingdoms where there's at least a bit of stuff to do, and there is like aesthetics going on, like the Cloud Kingdom and the Ruin Kingdom. The Dark Side of the Moon is just the Moon Kingdom again, but it's way less to do. I wish it was like kind of part of the same kingdom, but I'm gonna say F. And the Darker Side of the Moon, I'm gonna say high F, because there's also not much to do, but this is where the final thing takes place, the final challenge of the game, and it is a really good challenge. It's not as good as like, the perfect run for Mario Galaxy 2, but it's still really good. I struggled a couple of times to get there, and it is really cool when you get to the final top of the tower, building thing, and Cappy says like, oh, how far we've come. It's actually pretty emotional. So I think that's what I have to say, but I could maybe move it up to a D. I guess we'll see, but let me just reorganize this list, or see if we should, because I honestly think this looks good, but I gotta still go over in case I change my mind now than when I first started this. I think for A, I'm gonna just slightly swap these, because even though I enjoy Cascade Kingdom, it is kind of more of a grass area, and the Wooded Kingdom has more mechanical stuff going on, along with like the woods aspect of it, and I think that's a better aesthetic. But to be honest, besides that, I feel like everything else is good. This is actually, I think this might be the tier list I don't really change at all compared to all my other tier list videos, because I think S is really good. There's a lot of close like calls, like if I wanted to, like maybe on another day, I would say Mushroom Kingdom is better than Luncheon Kingdom, but I think this makes sense for right now. A, I just had to switch them around, but they were still both an A. B, I think that's actually good too. C, yeah, I think that makes sense. D, is the aesthetics really that keeps it from like F, and then F is the other moon kingdoms basically that don't have a lot to do, but I don't hate them either. But I think, yeah, this is gonna be it for this tier list. Surprisingly, not that much changes, or any changes really, besides swapping A, so yeah, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Shout outs to PT Fanboy and also Sir Super Mario for either the images or creating the tier list in the first place. But yeah, thank you for watching. Play some Xenoblade, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace. Bye, everyone.